We continue now at the top of Daf Lamed Gimel Lamed Beis Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos, Daf 33b. The Gemara is discussing why asachra, which is a disease that starts in the intestines and ends in the throat, why does it come? So the Gemara first says al ha-meiser. It comes because of the sin of meiser, meaning that people eat stuff when it's tevel. Rashi says al ha-meiser ochal peiros of tevolim hu b'misa b'dei shamayim. The punishment for eating peiros which are tevel is misa b'dei shamayim. V'zuhi misaso mida b'mida. It's a mida keneged mida. The derech grono nichnas b'meyav. Because what happens? It goes to his intestines through his throat. Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi says al lashon hara. It comes, well, we'll see, but it comes maybe because of meiser also, but he says it comes because of lashon hara. Amar Rav Vitem Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, my crow, what's the pasuk that says this? V'hamelech yismach belokim yishalol, kol hanish b'bo ki yisacher pi dovrei sheker. So it says dovrei sheker, they speak falsehood, that's a reference to lashon hara. It says ki yisacher pi, that's a reference to asachra. Iboilu, they ask the following question. Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi al lashon hara ka'amar, o dilma af al lashon hara nami ka'amar. When Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi says lashon hara, is he saying because of lashon hara, or is he saying also because of lashon hara? But of course he agrees that asachra comes because of meiser. So Tashma will bring a proof. When our rabbis entered Keren B'Yavna, Hayasham Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon, there were three people there: Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi, and Rabbi Shimon, three Tanoim. The following question was asked in front of them. Why does this punishment of asachra, what we're calling croup, why does it start in the intestines and then end up in the mouth? Nana Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Eloi Rosham and Dabrim b'chol makom. So first, Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Eloi answered he was the first one to speak in all places. The Gemara is about to have a story explaining that, but he said as follows: V'yamar, he said, Afa pisha kloyos yoatzos, even though the kidneys give advice, v'leiv maven, and the heart understands, v'lashon mechatich, and the tongue articulates, peh gomer, it's the mouth which finishes things off, and that's why the punishment ends up in the mouth. Nana Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi V'yamar, Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yossi answered, and he said as follows: Mibnei she'ochlin bo devarim tmeyin, because they eat food which is tamei. The Gemara says devarim tmeim sal kataitich. You think they're actually eating tamei food? Rather, it means ela she'ochlin bo devarim she'einon misukanim. They're eating things which are not fixed properly. The proper trumas and meisers were not taken off. That's already a reference to the meiser that we mentioned above. Nana Rabbi Shimon V'amar. Then Rabbi Shimon answered, and he said, Ba'avon bittul Torah. The reason is for the sin of bittul Torah. Amru lo. They said to him, Nashim yochichu. What are you talking about? What about women? They get asachra, and they don't commit any sin of bittul Torah. Gemara answers, Shemevatlos, or Rabbi Shimon answers, Shemevatlos as balein. No, they're mevatel their husband's Torah. Nachrim yochichu. What about non-Jews? Shemevatlin as Yisrael. They're mevatel Yisrael's Torah. Tinokos yochichu. What about children? Shemevatlin as Avian. They're mevatel their father's Torah. Tinokos shel beis rabban yochichu. What about the children who are in school? They're not causing any bittul Torah, and they're not themselves involved in bittul Torah. So the Gemara says, Hasam kid Rabbi Gurion. There it follows Rabbi Gurion. Da'am Rabbi Gurion v'itemer Rav Yosef b'Rav Shemaya. Some people say it was Rabbi Gurion. Some people say it was Rav Yosef Rabbi Shemaya. Bizman shat tzadikim bedor tzadikim nitfasim al hador. When there are tzadikim in a generation, it's the tzadikim who are punished because of the sins of the generation. Ein tzadikim bedor. But if there's no tzadikim in the generation, tinokos shel beis rabban nitfasim al hador. It's the students, the young students, who are the ones who are punished for the sins of the generation, and that's why the tinokos shel beis rabban can be punished with asachra. Amar Rav Yitzchak bar Zeiri, Rav Yitzchak bar Zeiri says, V'amri lamar Rav Shimon ben Nezira. Some people say it's Rav Shimon ben Nezira who says, my crow, what's the pasuk that is a reference to the idea that the tinokos shel beis rabban are punished for the sins of the generation? It says in Mosedi lach hayafa benashim tzi'i l'cha bikvei atzon. It says, so the idea is, we'll see in Rashi in a moment, V'gomer, it says, V'amrinon gediyim hamushukanim ala roim. We're referring here to the goats, the young animals that are like a mashkan for the shepherds. Rashi here explains, in Loseidi lach lishmor mitzvos atzilach uvikshe racham in bezuchusik ve'atzon aver zirichonim. You should, if you're not going to do my mitzvahs, you need to ask in the merit of the ikvei hatzon. That's a reference to the avos. Shayu ragle hatzon v'chizukam v'roi bezchusan eskidiosecha tinoko shelcha. They're the ones who shepherd your young children. Shalo yitbesu al mashkanos haroim roe hador parnasav. That way they won't be grabbed, they won't be punished for things which the shepherds, the leaders of the generation, should be punished. And that's a reference to the idea that the tinokos shel beis rabban can be punished for the sins of the generation. In any case, shma mina af al lashon hara nami kamar shma mina. You see from this whole brayso over here that when he said lashon hara, he didn't mean only lashon hara. He meant lashon hara can cause asachra, but of course, not taking off proper trumas and meisers can cause asachra. As we see in this brayso, that's one of the causes of asachra. The Gemara now sidetracks to that idea of Rosh HaMedabrim B'chol Makom. So the Gemara says, "V'amai karule Rosh HaMedabrim B'chol Makom." Why was Rabbi Yehuda called the first one to speak? So the Gemara explains, the Yasri Rabbi Yehuda of Rabbi Yossi of Rabbi Shimon, V'Yosef Yehuda ben Gerim Gabayhu. One time Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, and Rabbi Shimon were sitting, and there was a person who was referred to as Yehuda ben Gerim. He was the children of both a Ger and a Giores, and he was sitting with them. Pasach Rabbi Yehuda started, V'Yamar, and he said, Kama noim ma'asein shel umazu. Look how great this nation of Rome, what great things they do. Tiknu shavakim, they've made marketplaces. Tiknu gesharim, they've made bridges. Tiknu merchatzos, they've made bathhouses. Rabbi Yossi shasak, Rabbi Yossi was quiet, he didn't say anything. Nana Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai v'yamar, but Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai answered and he said, Kol masha tiknu lo tiknu el l'tzorach atzman. Everything they're doing for themselves. You shouldn't give them any credit. Tiknu shavakin lahoshev bohen zonos, they have marketplaces for the prostitutes. Merchatzos lahadin bohen atzman, they have merchatzos to make themselves look good. Geshorim lito mehen meches, they have bridges so they can collect taxes. Halach Yehuda ben Gerim, so Yehuda ben Gerim went. V'siber divreim, he told over their words. He said what he heard over. V'nishmu l'malchus, and it was heard by the kingdom. Amru, and they said, the kingdom said, Yehuda she'ila, Yehuda who said good stuff about us, Yisala will make him great. That's why he's the Rosh HaMedabrim B'chol Makom. Yossi sheshasak, Yossi who was quiet, Yigla l'tzipori, he'll be exiled to Tzipori. Shimon Shagina, and Shimon who said bad about the kingdom, Yehareg, he should be killed. Azal hu v'rei tashu bei midrasha. So Rabbi Shimon and his son, they went and they hid in the base medrash. Kol yoma have a ma'isilu devisu rifta v'kuza demaya v'karchi. And every day his wife would bring him some bread and some water and they would eat. Ki takif gezerta, when the gezer became stronger, Amar le'levrei, he said to his son, Nashim da'itan kala alein. Women, their minds are light upon them. Rashi says they can easily torture her, do things to her. Actually, the Gemara says, Dilma mitzari la umegalyalan. Maybe they're gonna put her into pain, and then she'll reveal what happened. She'll reveal where we're hiding. Azlu tashu b'ma'arta. So instead they went and they hid in a cave. It's rachesh nisa, miracle happened. Ivri luhu charuva ve'ena demaya, and it was created for them a carob tree and a fountain of water, a spring of water. V'hava mishalchem minayu, and they would eat from there. V'hava yasviat savarayo b'chol, and they would sit up to their necks in the sand. Kulayom gorsi, all day learning. Be'idan saluya, when it's time to daven, lovshu michsu, they put on clothes on. Umatzlu, and they would daven. V'hadar mashalchim minayu, and then they would take the clothing off, go back in the sand. Ki hechi delo livlu, they didn't want the clothing to get worn out. Isvu treisar shani v'ma'arta, they stayed 12 years in the cave. Asa Eliyahu Navi came, he came to the entrance of the cave. Amar, he said, Man lo de bar Yochai demis Caesar, who can let Bar Yochai know that the Caesar has died? Ubatel gezeiras, and the gezerah is batel. Nafku, they went out, chazu inchi de kakarvi v'zari, they saw people were plowing and planting, they saw life going on as usual. Amar, he said, manichin chayolam v'oskim b'chayisha, they're dealing with things of this world, they're leaving aside things of the world to come, and they're dealing with things in this world. So they were angry about it. Kol makom shenos nenein, anywhere they placed their eyes, miyad nisraf, would be burned up. Yatz the baskol v'yamra lahem, then a baskol came down and said to them, L'hachriv olam yitzasem, you're coming out to destroy my world? Chizr l'ma'artachem, go back to the cave. Hadar azil isivu tresa yarchi shasa, so they went back and they stayed there for another 12 months, for a full year. Amri, they said, Mishvat Rishaim begehenim yud beis chodesh, Rishaim are punished in Gehenim for 12 months, so we shouldn't have to stay longer than that. Yatza Baskol v'yamra, Baskol came out and said, Su'umi ma'artachem, go out from your cave. Nafku, they came out, Kol echad havim machi, Rabbi Elazar havim masi, Rabbi Shimon. Everywhere where Rabbi Elazar caused destruction, Rabbi Elazar was the son of Rabbi Shimon would look at it and heal it. Amar lo, he said to him, B'ni, my son, Dailio lo mani va'ata. It's good enough in the world learning Torah, me and you don't have to worry about the other people. V'hadei panya damale Shabbos, then came Erev Shabbos, Chazwa husab, they saw a certain elderly person, to have a nocket trey medani asa. He had 2 bundles of hadassim, V'roed ben hashmashas, he was running home at ben hashmashas. Amruleh, they said to him, Hani lamalach, what do you have these for? Amruleh l'chavet Shabbos, I have them for the honor of Shabbos. V'tizki loch b'chad, isn't it good enough just to have one? No, chad keneged zachar, v'chad keneged shamar. He said one is for zachar, and one is for shamar. Amruleh levrei, so Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai said to his son, he said to Rabbi Elazar, Chazi kama chaviv in mitzvah Yisrael, look how beloved the mitzvahs are in Klal Yisrael. Yosef datayu, and then on this, their minds were settled, and they were at peace. Shamar Rabbi Pinchas ben Yor chasne. Now Rabbi Pinchas ben Yor, the son-in-law of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, he heard about this, v'nafak la'ape, and he went to greet him. Aile levebone, he brought him to the bathhouse, haveka'arech le'levisrei, chazi dahavive pile begufe. He was smoothing out his skin, and he saw he had all these creases in his skin, it was from the sand. Havekabach, and he cried, v'ka'nasru dimaseine, v'kamatzavchale. And he was crying so much from the pain that the tears came down and they caused him to scream. Amar Le, he said, Oili shirisicha bekach. So Pinchas ben Yair said, woe is to me that I see you like this. Amar Le said to him, Ashrecha shirisini bekach. You're fortunate to see me like this. Shel male lo risani bekach lo matzasa bikach. Because if you didn't see me like this, you also wouldn't find how much I've grown in Torah. The Meikara ki have makshir of Shimon ben Yochai koshya have mefarakli Reb Pinchas ben Yair trese peruke. Because originally, before the whole episode in the cave, when Reb Shimon bar Yochai would ask a question, Reb Pinchas ben Yair would answer with 12 answers. Lasov ki have makshir Reb Pinchas ben Yair koshya. But now, when Reb Pinchas ben Yair would ask a question, have mefarakli Reb Shimon bar Yochai esron ve'arba peruke. Reb Shimon bar Yochai was able to answer him with 24 answers. Amar, and he said, Hoel v'yisrachish nisa, since a miracle happened, Ezel iskin milsa, I should do something to fix something. I should do something good for the world. Echsiv, like it says, Vayavo Yaakov Shalom. It says Yaakov came complete. V'yama Rav, and Rav says, what does it mean? It means Shalom b'gufa, Shalom b'mimono, Shalom b'torah. So Yaakov was complete in his body, in his money, and in his Torah. Vayichan es pnei ha'ir. Then it says Vayichan es pnei ha'ir. And what does it mean? So the Gemara darshans, Amar Rav, Rav says Matvea tikin lahem. For the city, he instituted money, he instituted currency. So he did something good. Ushmuel Amar Shvakim tiken lahem. Shmuel also says he did something good. He instituted marketplaces. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Mechatzos tiken lahem. He made bathhouses for them. So Rav Shimon bar Yochai thought he should follow in the same path. Amar, he said, Ika milsa deboy l'skune. He said, is there something that needs to be fixed? Amrulei, they said to him, Ika duchta the isbei safek tuma. There is a place where there is a safek tuma, and we'll continue with this story on Daf Lamed Daled Amud Aleph in the next video.